Okay, good morning, wonderful people. This is different, isn't it? It's very autumnal background. There is a reason why we are out here today in our local picnic area, park area kind of thing. We are looking for scaping materials for the fish tanks and such things. So, also I need some elder cones for my beta tea. So we're here today to collect some elder cones. And some twigs and botanicals for our fish tanks. There's a child, look.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so we're going to crack on with that. So, yeah, so we've got our beautiful elder tree behind us, which is our usual one we visit. She's so lovely. To take off some elder cones. Now, obviously, we only collect what's fallen. We don't like taking from the tree. Yeah, I don't anyway. So, but yeah, so we're also looking for some twigs and some sticks and some things as well. So obviously there's lots of trees that you can put and that is tank safe. So i.e. most of our hardwoods, so elder, oak, most of your hardwoods are good. Heather's quite good, actually, believe it or not. If you've got a heather tree or a heather bush, sorry, that's a perfect stick. Look, we can. That's the perfect stick. I like that bit. The V part.
That's nice.
That's nice and weathered. So if you are collecting botanicals from your natural environment and not buying them, what you really want is something like this. So it's been off the tree for a while, so you won't have any sap leakage or anything like that. Obviously it's always best to sterilise such things, but it depends whether or not you've got a pot that's this big to do that in. So yeah, which obviously, I mean, I have a very big cooking pot, but not as big as this. So yes,
This is what we need to make the beta tea.
That's it, that's what we need to make the beta tea, and we also need some leaves as they're falling. So yeah, so you can use leaves as well. So as they're falling off the tree, obviously don't take them from the tree, but if they're fallen, they're dry, it's, yeah, that's the kind of stuff you want. You want it when it's nice and brown and when it's turned and it's what's the word, dried out?
Yeah,
I don't want to use the word dead, but I suppose that is the word, isn't it? So yeah, so we're going to collect some of these and then go to the oak tree and collect some off the oak tree and then wander about and see what else we can find and to use as botanicals. So we're going to get on with this, and yeah, it's a little clip so you know where I get my stuff from.
Yay!
And it gets us out the house, out in nature. Okay, so me and Beth have been for a walk around the woods. We've collected some lovely botanicals as we've been going and looking at all the things and watching the squirrel run up a tree and all of the things we've been watching today. So we've got a nice bag of botanicals that we have collected in there, B&Ms. We have a nice pile of sticks there that I'm going to take home. I'm sure I'm going to get some really weird looks as I walk back to the car, but nothing changes there, does it? So it's like that. See, that's going to look lovely in Escape. The cube tank. That could go in the cube tank when I get the cube tank set up. Can you tell? Right, there's things going on, people, behind the scenes. The fish room is changing. So yeah, so there's lots. I've got so many plans for the tanks, but it's going to take a while to do. So don't expect to see anything massive about that at the moment. But yeah, but I will update you as we go. But you know, this is a little cute. This is a little
stick.
Yeah.
Ready for the cube tank.
It's a little taster of what might be coming to the fish room and the things, because obviously, you know, the outdoor stuff, the pond stuff and whatever else is obviously taking a little bit of a decline due to the weather, even though there are activities happening out there as well and will be happening out there through the winter. Just because it's cold doesn't mean to say I can't work. So but yeah, so obviously, you know, there's now jobs going on inside as well. So let's get this lot back to the car and then back to the house, and yeah, we'll let's get home, prep this lot and make some beta tea, because that is a need. I've run out of beta tea. It's a complete and utter catastrophe. What am I going to do? Okay, so we've come back from our little autumn excursion collecting botanicals. We've come back with some really good twigs and some sticks and some bark and lots of other things, but also, as you can see in front of you, we've come back with some leaves and some elder cones. Oops. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to be making a beta tea. So a beta tea is basically where you take these leaves, I mean these are oak, and you put them into hot water. So you can either boil these on your stove for quicker results if you want, or if you have the time, you can steep them, which is literally you put these into a pot, add hot water and leave to steep overnight. So then your water turns brown. So let's go into why. Why do I want my water to turn brown in my tanks? Okay, you do have tanks that are classed as black water, which is very, very dark water, which is where you allow these type of natural botanicals into your tank to turn your water like a tea stained colour. Now obviously you can go really dark water or black water and allow it to go really, really dark, or you can just have that slight tinge to the water. I obviously want to be able to see my fish clearly and everything else, so I prefer it to just tannin off a little bit, so just a very, very faint colour into the water. It's not anything massive, probably wouldn't even notice it in any of my tanks that much, but that's if obviously you were to use these. So driftwood does the same thing, any form of driftwood would do it, hence why I've picked up the sticks and the twigs and things like that, because they will all add to it. But today I'm making a tea. The reason I use teas within my tanks is obviously, as you know, I breed beta fish, I breed killifish, and I also keep fish that either benefit from or quite like tannined water. So these are fish that prefer softer water than what I can easily, if you want, provide. So my water here is quite hard, and obviously betas and killifish and things like that like their water to be a little bit softer. Now I have no species here that I keep that prefer really acidic water, so they just like it that little bit softer, which the tanning water or the beta tea does. It just softens up the water slightly to allow the hardness to drop down, which obviously then isn't so uncomfortable for them, if you like. Beta tea or botanicals in general, tanned water is good for lots of health benefits for the fish. So one, it also can help them feel a little bit more comfortable in their environment, so things aren't so bright and in their face. It can dull off everything just a little bit, so they're a little bit more comfortable. It also helps to prevent fin rot, also helps to heal fin damage, also helps to prevent dropsy. It helps to prevent stress sick or velvet or any of those types of diseases, bugs, whatever you like. It's just a nice all round for my fish, almost like a little bit of a tonic to the water to keep them nice, happy and healthy. Also encourages spawning, which is brilliant. So there's two ways you can make tanning water. Well, there's three ways really. You can literally just throw all this lot into your tank and just allow it to go brown. If you don't mind this kind of decor in your tank. Now, I don't mind it at all. I actually think it's quite appealing to be looking at this within the tank. It gives the tank a little bit more of a natural look to it, if you want. So I have no problems with adding these to my tank and allowing it to go nice and slowly. If you don't like this kind of aesthetic, but you do want to add this to your tank, or for instance, I use it within the tanks that I'm breeding in, or the tanks I don't want a lot of added extras to the tank, if you want. So I want a more clean cut tank for breeding or for storing or for maybe a quarantine tank, anything like that. So where you want more of a bare bottom, more of a basic look to your tank, whether or not you like that or whether or not you need that for whatever the tank's being used for. So the other way of doing it, where you just get the water, is you can either add these to a pot and then put them on your stove and boil the water with it in there, and then obviously allow it to cool down afterwards, or you can steep it. So I have no problems with steeping it. It takes slightly longer if you want, because I will leave this overnight. I've been known to leave it for 48 hours before, just sitting there steeping overnight. But it allows the water to be nice and brown, gives it that nice tanning effect. It's a little bit more concentrated because it's in less water. And then I store the water and add that when I need to. So when I'm doing when I'm doing water changes on the beta rack, on the barrack system, anything like that, I add a little bit of the beta tea straight into the new water once I've done it. And that just softens my water up a little bit and encourages all those good health benefits. So here we have the oak leaves, we have some elder leaves in here, further down there, and we have some elder cones. So this is what I generally use. I also use these. So these are botanicals that you buy in, but I've used before as well. So we're going to add these in. These are Indian almond leaves, which do produce a really nice tannin into your water. So these ones I have used before, so not going to worry about those right now. Those have been saved to go in to the bottom of the tank for decor. My room is such a mess at the moment, people, while I'm redoing it. But we do have some new ones in my wee stash. So there we go. So we've got some new ones right there, Indian almond leaves, that I'm going to be adding as well. So I'll add those. I'll add a couple of these into it, broken up, and then we will steep them. So this is, unfortunately, I had a nice big glass jar, a nice big glass measuring jug that I use for such things, but it got broken. So I'm now back to using my old manky cooking pot, which obviously does not get used in the kitchen anymore. It is just literally used for this. So what we're going to do is we're not going to use all of these, even though I will probably use all of those. So we're going to add literally into the pots. So probably about that. And we're going to move them over. There. And then we're going to pop all these in. Just made a mess of my unit. Do I care? No, we don't. And that goes into there. Oh, I'll add all those as well. Won't hurt. We have an escapee. Oh, 2 escapees. In. Okay, and then we're going to add in our Indian almond leaves. So we're going to use 2 or 3. Let's use 3. So 3 Indian almond leaves. I'm just going to break those up here. You don't have to break them up if you don't want to. Okay, right, let me just go and boil the kettle and grab the kettle and I shall be straight back. Okay, here's kettle. So we're just going to add in hot water. You might get a bit steamy now, I apologise. So this is just boiled, nice and hot. Pour this over. Like that. And there we go. So all we're going to do now is literally just leave it. I'm going to leave that there and allow that to steep, and that will go overnight maybe, and allow that. But I don't know whether can I show you. Do I have such a thing? I do, look. I should do. She says, do I have a thing in here? Let's do, look. Right, here we go. It's an old teaspoon I used up for doing something with salt the other day. So I don't know whether you can see how that's already a brownie colour. Look, that's gone really quickly. So by the time it gets to a couple of hours to tomorrow, that will be a nice dark colour, and it will be nice and cool. And then basically I will decant it into another vessel for me to use in. How dark that is now, look. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. See, you cook your fish and everything. So we're going to leave that to cool and to steep, and I am now going to go and split some wood for the log fire, ready for later. So we're going to leave this there. I'm going to pack my leaves away because, yes, and then save those for another day, for another job, which you will see at a later date. Yeah, so let's go split some wood. Okay, so Bethany is helping me sort through tamasabas from koi. So we got a mixture of it all in the bucket there. I've just pulled out the pool because I'm doing my monthly deep clean on one of the pools. Monthly, you know what I mean. But there's a mixture of tamasabas and koi in that pond, so we want to have a better look at the tamasabas. So she's separating them all out into obviously the measuring bowl. So once we've got all them separated out, I will give you a closer look at them. You having fun there?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All soggy because it's raining, but hey ho. Okay, so we've sorted through all the tamasabas. So we have some in here, and you can see again, slightly different sizes, body shapes, colours. Okay, and then in here, we've selected some out into a tank just to have a side view at. So, let's see if I can get down. And move you. There we go. Right. Tamasaba update is there. Again from above. Okay, so going to pop these back in the pond and go for the next job on the list. Okay, so there's a nice little Tamasaba update for you. That was another job that was ticked off the list and had to be done. So just thought I'll give you a little quick update on this. So there you go, that's it after just a few hours. Not long at all really. So that's how dark it can go just after a few hours. So I'll leave that now. And then I will decant it into my keeper bottle and disperse it as and when required. See? Isn't it beautiful? Haha! And as an added bonus and addition to today, look what I've just found. Look at that! That, my wonderful people, if it will focus, is snail eggs. It's flat at the bottom, or at the top, sorry, on this one, because, you know, that it obviously hit the lid. But also, we have them up there too. So that's looking pretty swish. I've been waiting for this moment. I've seen it looking for somewhere to lay its eggs. So this particular snail likes to lay its eggs like that, out of the water. So I'm going to get to prepping somewhere for those to hatch. And then the army of giant snails will begin. A giant, massive cleanup crew for my tanks. There's one. Where's the other one? Oh, that was the lid. And the other one's at the back there. Can we see it? Just above. Look at the size of that. I like giant, mahoosive snails. They're so cool. Most people think that they are pests. I mean, look, in comparison, can you see how big that snail is to that goldfish? I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's still to get bigger. So yeah, just as an added bonus for you all, there you go. Fish. Fish. Oh my god, look at all the particles in that water. Ah dear. Round 2 on the water changes because, you know, we're still getting wormer water out because I had to deworm everything for quarantining purposes because they're new in. So, yes, but look, the snail army has begun. Da, da, da. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. It is now nearly 4 o'clock. It is starting to get dark, which is horrendous. So I'm going to go and feed the horses and put the ducks away and all of the other things that I need to do. So yeah, so that's going to be it for today, people. I will see you on the next one. I am hoping, she says, I am hoping this week to get my big fish out of the pool individually, bowl them up, give them a measure. Yeah, so hopefully that will be next week's video. I also have, yeah, some other bits and bats that need sorting out. There's all of the things. So until the next time, people, I will love you and leave you. So be good out there. Bye.